Shackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello and welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored, our podcast that we do 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can stream it live like we are right now on the Miguel and Holly Facebook page and YouTube channel and the Hits 96.1 YouTube as well. But make sure if you give us a listen on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts, to please give us a 5-star rating. If it's anything below that,
we're Elvis Duran.
Bye.
We'll kick you off.
We don't need your rating then. But we really appreciate it and it really helps us. And make sure to spread the word about the show.
Yeah.
So we have a really cool guest on today. And we've been one of those morning shows that we haven't really had like a lot of comedians on like some morning shows do.
Right.
Just because we haven't. But I like how the system of really funny people coming up has changed so much thanks to social media. So the person that we have on the show today, they have 1.2 million followers on Instagram, 3.3 million followers on TikTok. They are traveling the world with their comedy shows. And so if you have not seen him on TikTok, which I'm sure you have before, here's just a little sample of Matt Matthews.
Get up. It's time to go do farm chores.
We can't have a damn thing nice around here. My God. Where's your damn boots? Leave my shit alone. Hey. Hey. You ain't starving to death. Come on. You peck me and I'm knocking you out. Thank you for your contribution.
I know. They get on my damn nerve too.
No, ma'am, you cannot come in the house.
Girl, why you sitting like that?
I'm coming. Y'all gonna quit rushing me.
Here. Don't say I never gave you nothing.
Get your little head out of there. Damn. Y'all stingy as hell. Damn, share.
Wilkie. It is too out, bitch. Come on, Robo girl. Come on, crazy.
Have a good evening. Make good decisions.
Love it. How are you out?
Your farm tour man on TikTok. Give it up. Oh, wait. Oh. Matt Matthews!
Yay! Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Now, before we start talking about the videos, and we already have people in the comments section are like, oh my
I
God,
love him.
he's so great. He's so funny. You had a little boo-boo last night. What happened?
Okay. You ain't had to call me out like that.
It's all video, girl.
He did. He did, though.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, you know, I'm from the projects. So I want to say that I went back to the projects and then bitches are still using rocks as dodgeballs. But that, in fact, was not the case. So I have a candle line, and at my store we had like this big pallet of wax that was delivered, and I was trying to help them carry the wax in the store, and we have like this hand truck, and we were trying to like put the wax on it, and so I put this big box of wax on this hand truck, and when I leaned over to do that, the hand truck popped up and the metal part hit me in the head and busted my head open. And I was like sprawled out on the damn concrete in the middle of downtown Birmingham, bleeding everywhere. I'm like, I know this looks like this is part of Birmingham. Like this is a normal scene for most of you, but like, bitch, can we like do something? Hello? No. Like I'm bleeding. Somebody, you know,
it's not usual. This is not normal. Oh my God.
Yeah. So, well, it is normal in Birmingham to find somebody sprawled out on the concrete with blood, but
not for you.
No, you don't. You don't go to those parties. I love it. Well, Matt, thank you so much for joining us because you're going to be in Charlotte this weekend at the Comedy Zone. You're doing Friday and Saturday nights,
Yep.
2 shows. So, like, walk us through, how do you get from doing chores on the farm to touring the country with your comedy?
Bitch, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I literally have zero idea how all this happened. I'm just winging it. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, okay, I just want to lay that out there. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just winging it and making it work. And winging it is working. Like, it is working. My tour went on sale 3 weeks ago and everything sold out. It has been absolutely amazing, and just very humbling and just a crazy journey, that I'm just excited to be on. I'm just enjoying the ride.
That's the best way to be. So when did you start making TikTok videos on your farm?
So, okay, so it's funny. In 2020 during the pandemic, everybody's like, Matt, you need to make TikTok. Matt, you need to make TikTok. Matt, you need to make TikTok. I'm like, bitch, I'm not doing TikTok because I thought it was just like a bunch of kids like dancing and lip syncing. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm too old for that shit.
we all did.
And so finally, I was like, fine, I'll make a TikTok. And I just posted, I'm a boudoir photographer as well. And so I posted a video of me posing a client, and it got like 16 million views. And I was like,
You're like, oh, hello.
What?
I'm like, okay. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll just keep doing it. And then TikTok tried to be cute, and they started deleting all of my videos with my clients because they were sexually explicit or they were adult nudity or whatever, even though they're fully like, you can't see anything.
Right.
So I was like, fuck it. I'll just start posting my daily life on the farm. So that's actually the very first video that's one of the first videos that I did, was the one you posted. And it blew up crazy too. And I was like, this is actually like what I do every day. This is part of my life. So and people loved it. So I might as well just start doing it. So I just kept doing it. And, it just kept blowing up every time, and people were loving it and messaging me every day talking about how, I made them smile, and my videos made them laugh in really dark times in their lives. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to keep doing it then, because I've always loved to make people laugh and make people smile. So I was like, fuck it, we'll keep doing it.
Did you ever feel any pressure after that first one? Because I feel like we've talked to TikTok people that have gone viral before, and it's like that one video, gets that 16 million views, and then they're like, shit, how do I follow this up? Like, do you ever feel any pressure for that?
I don't know that I really feel pressure. I mean, I guess if you want to say, like, sometimes I feel the pressure to put out content. Because baby, if I miss a day, they're like, Matt, where's the video? And I'm like, bitch, I busted my head open. I'm taking a nap, like, but not really any pressure of like getting views or like people watch. I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't care, because I do care. But at the end of the day, I'm like, if it gets 1 million views or it gets 500,000 views or if it gets 500 views, like, I mean, it is what it is.
How do you make choices and what you want to do every day? Like, because it to me, that does seem pressure. Like, it seems so overwhelming to think about, how do I create something, whether it gets like 1 view, 1 million views, what something am I going to put out on any given like Tuesday or whatever?
So I think the difference in what I put out there versus a lot of like influencers or creators and things like that is, the stuff that I put out there is not curated. I'm not spending hours of time trying to like figure out what I'm going to post. I'm not like thinking and planning sets and doing all this shit that people do. Like, my stuff is just very authentic to who I am. I literally may just come up with an idea, and I may be out in the barn and, just make a video saying some stupid shit. And it's always the stupidest shit that everybody, like, I'll post this and be like, this isn't even funny. 3 million views. And I'm like, Y'all bitches are bored.
I think a lot of people are bored. Yes,
A lot of
I
bored
think people are-
bitches.
100%.
A lot of bored bitches. Yes.
I
Yeah.
have a question. What are some of the coolest, aside from the tour, obviously, but what are some of the coolest things that maybe social media fame has given you?
A headache. What are the coolest? So, like I said, I have a store. So we have an online store, and we have like a storefront, and I have a candle line, and we have like just apparel, and I've got a skincare line, all the things. And a lot of the things that I say in my videos, like "Get up, it's time to do farm chores." That was the first. I just randomly said that in that first video, and it stuck. And everybody loved it. So now every video is "Get up, it's time to do farm chores." And so we have like shirts that say "Get up, it's time to do farm chores." We have hoodies that say like "Happy whatever the fuck day it is," because I say that every day on Instagram. and again, those were things that I didn't plan. I was on Instagram one day and I was like, "What's up, Instagram? Happy whatever the fuck day it is." And it stuck.
Right.
The name of my tour is "When That Thing Gets a Thingin' Tour," because again, I was making a video and I was in my robe, again, very matte fashion, didn't have underwear on. And I was like, oh shit, I ain't got no drawers on. I'm like, girl, it's all right when that thing gets a thingin'. And people loved it. So we have, merch with just all the bullshit that I say. And I think that's been the coolest because like it sells out every single time. Like we cannot keep things in stock. And it's just amazing to me. It's amazing to me that people care about me that much. You know what I mean? Like literally coming from the projects and being the only white kid in my neighborhood, being broke as hell, alcoholic mom. Like to me, I always say statistically, I should be dead or I should be an alcoholic or I should be an addict. And to make it out of the projects, make it out the trailer park, and to have succeeded and have millions of people that genuinely love me and care about me and support me and buy my things and sell my shows out. Like that is the coolest thing to me because I have imposter syndrome and I'm very transparent about it. Like, I never thought that I would sell out a comedy show. I never thought when my agent started putting me in theaters, I was like, please don't put me in a theater because there's no way I'll sell it. Wow. And I have always been like the hardest on myself. And so that's the coolest part is just seeing people show up for me that I never in a million years imagined would happen.
What does your family think? Because I have a similar story to you of, coming from absolutely nothing and, clawing and scratching my way in my radio career. And so it's really cool when people from my family or people who knew me before are like, oh my gosh, like when they say dreams can come true and if you work really hard, it can come true. What's been the response from your family?
So I always say I had two moms. So I talk about this in my comedy show is I had two moms. They wasn't lesbians or nothing. They were, they both dated my dad. But my biological mom was an alcoholic. And she's the one that I lived in the projects with. We were really poor. We moved from projects to projects. Anytime the rent was due, we was moving. And she passed away in 2007. And then my mom, she took me, she was married to my dad. And after my biological mom passed away, or before she passed away, my dad got custody of me when I was 9 years old. And my mom that was with my dad and raised me, she didn't birth me, but she was my mom. She taught me how to drive. She, did my homework with me every night. She cooked my dinner. She taught me, things about life, and her family is the only family that I really knew. And she passed away in 2015. So I've dealt with a lot of trauma and death and losing loved ones and things like that. And so that's a lot about my show. That's a lot of my show as well. And so it's really, I have my dad and I have my stepmom. And then I have my aunt and uncle that are living with me right now. They just moved back home from Scotland. So that's really and my husband, that's really the only family that I have. And they're all just over the moon. They're just like, my dad is like, I'm so fucking tired of hearing about you. He's like, everywhere I go, people are like, Matt Matthews. And I'm like, sorry. You know, like, hate it. But it's my family has been very awesome, and they're all very excited. My cat she is trying so hard to get on this damn camera. Do you see her?
She said, I want to be famous too, Daddy.
Like,
Come
girl, get your little dusty ass on somewhere. But no, they're all so great. I will say this. It's very funny because with fame comes like a lot of things that you don't expect. And I also tell people, I'm very transparent and I'm very honest. Fame comes with a lot of loneliness. Because everybody was your best friend in high school and everybody is so proud of you and everybody is just like, oh my gosh, like we were best friends in high school. Bitch, you made fun of me in high school. Okay. So like, don't play with me. And I'm the first person, I will call you out, you know? So that has been hard. That's been like the tough part. But as far as my family and like the 2 or 3 friends I have, like they have all just been amazing.
What I know, you have a lot of things to do, but before we let you go, Matt, what has been sort of that one thing that you've bought yourself with, you know, all the success that you've had with your merch line and your tour and everything that you have? What's that one thing you've bought yourself that little Matt could not even fathom that he would own?
Bitch, I'm cheap, so I ain't about nothing. Wait a minute now. I mean, I did just buy a new building. So we just bought we bought a new building for my store.
You bought a building.
Bitch.
But I mean, that's for work. Is that like that's not fun? Like
that's gonna make you
it's
some
not like going out and buying a Ferrari.
It's gonna buy some fun.
So we just bought a new building for our store because we like are literally busting at the seams. And we don't have any more space. So we just bought a new building that'll have a lot more room that we can have all the shit. But I'm saving all the coins, especially from this comedy tour, because we want to buy a new farm with more land, and we want to build a house and do all of that. So I'm trying not to blow my bag yet because I'm like,
smart,
baby, we got things to do. And I'm also really frugal because, and I'm really frugal, and I'm always like on the next thing, like you're never going to see me sitting down, like just not doing anything. I'm always going to be doing something. And I honestly think that's because I was poor, you know, and like where I grew up and how I grew up is like, I never want to go back to that. So I don't like to spend money. I don't like to, you know, do any of that because I'm always scared. I'm like, bitch, what if this money's gone tomorrow? Like, so I try not to spend it. And then I'm like, damn, I got this money and I don't do nothing with it.
Relatable. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
100%. That's always
real.
It took me a long time to be able to appreciate the success that Holly and I've been working together for a long time, to be able to like just let up a little bit and not just have like bare claws on everything. Because I was always like, well, if we get fired, that's it. I have to, you know.
For years, Miguel was like, what if I lose my place to live, though? I'm like, Miguel, like at some point, you got to stop thinking that your house is going to get taken away.
I was like,
that's it. At some point. Even if it did, like you could move in with me. Like it just, but it's a real thing.
It's a trauma.
I mean, like, bitch, I lived in the Econo Lodge at one point. So like, you know, me and my mama was hustling in that Econo Lodge. So it's like, I don't want to go back to that. So I'm like, I am frugal, and like I really don't spend money. Now I will fly first class, bitch. I'm not gonna sit back there and coach.
Yeah,
I am not sitting in coach. That is the one thing I spend money on. Like, I don't care if it's an hour flight, bitch. I'm sitting in first class.
Do it. That is amazing.
I love it. Well, he is Matt Matthews, 1.2 million followers on Instagram, 3.3 million followers on TikTok. You're going to be at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte. You got 2 shows each night. And I believe that we're going to give a pair of tickets away for one of the Friday night shows. So we'll say whoever is in Charlotte, the first person that messages us on Instagram at Miguel and Holly, we'll get your information and get you into the show. And producer Kelvin and he's going to be with his fiance. I'll be with my husband. We'll be seeing you Saturday night.
Awesome. I'm excited. Just be ready because it gets a little wild.
I did see some of your videos where you were reading some confessions. Do they come from the audience?
Yeah, so I started a couple of years ago doing this thing on Instagram called Confessions with Matt, where people could tell me their, like their deepest, darkest confessions, and it would remain anonymous. And people just loved them, and I quit doing them on Instagram for a long time. And I was like, I'm gonna bring them back, but I'm gonna bring them back live on my shows. So we have like this QR code that people can scan. And it takes you to a site, like it takes you actually to my website, and you can type in your confession. It's completely anonymous. I have no idea who it is. You don't have to put your name or anything. And it sends me an email with the confession, and I read the confessions on stage and I respond to them. So it has been wild. It has been very wild because some of these confessions are nuts. But I think between the confessions and honestly, my favorite part of the show is interacting with the audience, and roasting the audience is just like my top favorite thing of the whole show. So I be roasting the shit out of them.
I'm gonna have to sit in the back on Saturday.
Yeah, so it's all in good fun, it's all in good fun. But that's my favorite, and especially when straight men come to the show, like that's making a straight man laugh at a gay comedian is already hard enough. So like when I get to like make them laugh, that is like number one victory. And if they don't laugh, I roast them so hard that they are either really laughing or they're just so uncomfortable and like, what the fuck is happening? He is literally roasting me in front of all these people that they have to laugh.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite too. So when people are like, I'm bringing my husband, I'm like,
bring it.
Nice.
I love it. Well, Matt, we will see you Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
have
having
fun
me.
in the Queen City, and we'll see you this weekend.
See ya.
Should I take an edible?
What?
He said, yes, please do. Please do. That is so awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm sad I have to miss it. Like, just so we're all clear, like, you're like, me and Calvin are gonna be there. I'm like, it's not because I don't want to go. Just so we're all clear. Like, Holly's a bitch. No, I'm not in town.
Well, I didn't have time to be. We already had him on 10 minutes longer.
Know.
I was like, I just didn't want to be like.
I know.
A little addendum. Holly lives in Tampa. Sometimes she loses her time. We'll be there.
No, for people listening too. Like, I'm not there. Like,
Holly doesn't support gay comedians.
I don't. I don't like just the gays.
Save that.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Well, that's going to be super exciting
so funny.
To be able to see him.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just so he knows he can go. I love that the whole confessions on stage, because we did that at Miguel and Holly Live, and that is such a fun moment because like when we do Queen City confessions every day on the radio, like it could be, and it is anyone, we don't know, but when you're in a room of people and the only confessions are people sitting there, I remember that was probably probably our top part of Miguel and Holly Live that we did in Tampa was the confession part. Like I could have gone on with that for another like 10 minutes, just reading each one. And then you're like, all right, who's squirming around in their seat?
I know. Was it when it was like, by the way, I'm sorry if there's an echo. I feel like I can hear myself echoing, but it's just maybe me. Okay. Anyway. So, I feel like one of them was like something like, well, I have a husband, but I'm here with my boyfriend or something along those lines. And we were like, where are you at? Like it was so crazy. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I love secret/confession/ whatever it is. Like that's my absolute favorite.
That's going to be a fun thing to whenever we do get to that point here in Charlotte to be able to do a Miguel and Holly Live, to be able to do that sort of thing. All right. So I had nothing else planned after that. I was just getting prepared for that.
Okay.
So what's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's happening?
Oh,
I got nothing for you.
So I have a gynecology appointment today. That's not fun.
Oh, wait.
Day.
I take that back. I do apologize. I forgot that.
Gynecology.
Yeah. It's been 3 years. I'm like nervous.
Tell
Like,
me more.
Oh,
Go ahead, Miguel.
Remember we threw out there on Wednesday that we want to do sort of an Ask Us Anything on the podcast. So if you have a question that you want us to answer, you can just go to the iHeartRadio app, and you can on the talkback feature, you can leave your question there. So when you go to the iHeartRadio app, just type in Hits 96.1, click on the microphone, and leave your question there.
Did we get one?
We did.
Yay!
Let me see if I can share this. Hold on. All right. Share with the audio. All right. Listen.
Okay, so here is, I'm Anne Marie, Platypus Posse member, talking from Tampa. I want to know, what is your favorite thing, all three of you, about your job if you had to pick one? Your one favorite thing. Thanks, guys. It's Anne Marie.
All right. One favorite thing about this job.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I love a lot of things about this job.
Mm-hmm.
I can
go
start
first,
off.
Miguel. You're always right, or whoever. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I gotta think about it.
I get to laugh every single day. I get to work with the two of you, and I also just like the format of the show. I told you guys this a lot, that I've thrived during the pandemic because I kind of knew every single day what to expect. And to a degree, there is some things that Miguel likes to throw at sometimes. But I do like to know what to expect with what's going on with the show. I came from a previous morning show where I would get a stack of papers, I'd have to read them all, and I wouldn't even know when we were going to discuss them. So I really appreciate that as far as for this show. It's been extremely organized and professional.
Thanks.
I really appreciate that. That was probably like one of the things that I always wished that I could have done in my like early years of radio, is worked on like a big morning show to see their workflow. Because there are the amount of plates that we have in the air for a radio morning show, and this sounds so stupid, but it's like what we do, there's like 3 phases of it. You know, you have the daily stuff we do, the weekly stuff we do, and then actually there's 4. Then you have the sales stuff that we do, and then you have events. You know, when you get to that point in the life cycle of your morning show that you want to do, there's actually a 5th one, and then there's promotions that you want to do on the show as well. And so making sure that all those plates are spinning and that you're keeping up with stuff, because how many times during the show are we like, oh my God, that's a funny topic, we should do that one day. And then like, it just never happens.
Yeah.
And so that's why I always wish I could have worked on a big syndicated morning show or just a big market morning show to just sort of see how do they keep everything organized. But I feel like through the years, we've come up with a system where, you know, I don't know if it's the best, but, you know, I feel like we don't drop a lot of balls on things as much as possible. So I really appreciate you saying that, because we've taken a lot of painstaking mistakes, or have gone through a lot of mistakes to be able to keep the show on track and organized as much as possible through the years.
It's true. I think a lot of people, when they listen to radio, they think that it's an off the cuff thing. And for a long time, I thought that's what it was, just starting off in my career, because I also worked with somebody who was an incredible vet. And so seeing her, I would see her all the time go off the cuff. But I realized that for certain people that works, for others, organization, I think, gives you that confidence in order to deliver all the content that we're giving out. And that's just the way that I work.
Yes. Same.
Holly?
Period.
So I think the number one thing I like the most is being able to entertain. Like if I go back to like 7th grade and Before I knew what job opportunities there were for people that were entertainers. Like I wanted to be a Vegas showgirl. I'm like, that's an entertainer, whatever. But like, I'm able to entertain, like by being myself. I feel more myself on this radio show than I do even a lot of times just out in living life, because that just feels so comfortable to me. So being able to entertain by being who I am and have it impact people's day in a really important way, like maybe making people laugh when they're having a bad day, or feel seen when they're feeling unseen, or like connecting somehow, like being able to impact the people that listen in a positive way. Like I think I was put on this planet to as a helper in some capacity. And so entertainment just happens to be my branch of helping. Like I'm not going to help like change the tires on your car. Like I'm not going to help you win a lawsuit. Although I am really good at research and I can research some shit for a lawsuit. So don't discount that. But I think entertainment is the forte. And so being able to do that and make a difference in a lot of different people's lives is my favorite part.
I love that. I think for me, it's building a community. I feel like for so long growing up as a gay kid, not ever feeling like you were a part of something, but also felt for so many years in my life, I felt like I was living as a viewer to life. Because of how far I lived away from my middle school and high school. And so, like I've mentioned before, I spent so much time watching TV shows and movies, especially, that time of the late 90s, early 2000s, when all those teen movies came out and TV shows. And I would just be like, oh my gosh, I wish I had that group of friends, or I wish I felt like I belonged somewhere. And I never had like a group of friends in high school. And then it wasn't until college that I had like a group of people that, we all hung out together. And so I felt like having this show and being able to build community and seeing it work out in different ways by, especially, we're still new here in Charlotte. And so that community is still building. But like in Tampa, we gotten to a mature point where we could throw parties and people would meet, or, having the different, like you right here watching right now on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, and how you go back and forth, and how now some of you are friends. And when we did Miguel and Holly live, and y'all were like, oh my gosh, we talk on Twitter and on Facebook, and now we get to meet each other in person, at the same time. Like that happened because we've built an inclusive, accepting, loving family that sometimes we don't always agree with each other. You'll disagree with us, or you'll call in and we'll disagree with you. But we know at the end of the day, we're always telling our viewpoints with love. And so to me, that'll be, I feel like, one of my greatest accomplishments with my radio career is building a sense of community, not just on, here's the, entertainment news, or, love blown off, but like those moments where we talk about those really deep issues that really connect, that make you feel like this is more than just a morning show, but you're a part of something. To me, that is the part that I love most about this show.
Makes sense.
Beautifully said.
Well, if you have any more questions, you can always hit up the iHeartRadio app, Hits 96.1, the little microphone, and let us know, just like Anne-Marie did, your name and what's your question and who it's addressed to, and we'll try to get to it as soon as possible. Producer Kelvin, what is your social media people can find you?
At Kelvin Live, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. I'm on PlayStation as well as BSSY Killer.
No, what is it called? What is it?
Bussy Killer.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Like, are you sorry to your ancestors, to your teachers that helped train you? To your...
He wasn't a big fan of it, but no.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems a little like
unapologetic.
Kind of a single like.
No
apologies.
Holly, what's your social media?
Just Radio Holly.
No Bussy Killer there. Holly, you're not any. What are you killing these days, Holly?
The Zelda game that we played. I don't know. Live my life and find myself again. I'm fine. It's Radio Holly. That's everywhere.
Mine is Miguel Fuller. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok. And we need to have a conversation soon because I really think I might delete my Twitter. Like, with all the stuff that's happening with Elon Musk and Twitter Blue, and like every time I log on, like it's just something else. And I'm like, is this really adding to my life, any value to my life?
But you know what, though? It sucks because I've really curated like a great, like I love Twitter. I know that like millennials aren't supposed to love Twitter or whatever. Like it's old people, like Gen X and boomers maybe are on Twitter. I really love it. And I love being a passive user, just looking. But then that's also a place where I'm pretty open on Twitter. Like I'll post stuff on Twitter that I don't post anywhere else because I'm like, who's gonna call me out on Twitter?
No.
I love the freedom of Twitter. But this whole thing, like between the check marks and the Twitter Blue and paying for this and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like, I don't want to get rid of Twitter. Like, stop effing it up, Elon Musk. Like, what?
I'd get rid of Instagram. That's a whole other topic. I know you ain't let it go to that alt account, though.
Oh, of course not. I'll still be on Twitter for that. I'll be on Twitter. Yeah, there ain't no news on that Twitter, girl. Hey, no Twitter. There's the busted killer around there, girl.
What?
All right. Well, you can find me on Instagram. Be real. And if you have a Peloton, I'd love to do a bike ride with you. I'm Miguel Fuller on there. We will see you on Friday. Bye.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts.